Hi guys, welcome back to Marant's Rants. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. So I'm going to give you this update on AMC and APE, Adam Aaron, and what they're doing and how it benefits you, the investor. I've tried to wrap my head around this. I did a live stream. We're going around and around. And one, I just want to say I'm sorry to all the investors out there. I know there are numerous people out there that are trying to spin this out to being positive. And the way they do that is just to tell you, this is going to be great. They just tell you that. I mean, naturally, it's supposed to happen that way. I told you before the split even happened, the original split between APE, what gave it equity. So I want you guys to remember where the money came from the beginning. I told you that they would be taking your money from you and developing this new preferred equity, and which they use as a vehicle to drain liquidity from the value of the company to pay off debt and or acquire things. So let's just draw it all back to the beginning. AMC originally had 500 plus million shares available to the public, which they in turn owned minimal amount. It was 516 million was the float. They had up to 522 million. Only about 6 million shares left via RSUs that they were handing out to their executives, things of that. But there wasn't anything to sell to the public to raise equity. They couldn't raise capital in this case. And they owed so much in debt. Like they're renegotiating debt, they're transferring debt. And people do this. Distressed credit investors are looking to pounce on individuals, well, like companies like this. This is how HYMC is run. This is how AMC is run. That's why Mudrick's involved. And in this case, Antera Capital owns some of the senior notes on AMC in 2026, where AMC has to pay off around $3.3 billion worth of debt. They don't have that. They actually raised a couple of $100 million, like $200 million. And $270 million is not going to make a difference on $3 billion. It's not even close. So when your company doesn't make money, and you know that now, which we've already said wasn't going to happen because Avatar is flopping as we speak, this is what happens, okay? Listen, guys, I don't care about movies per se. I care about Adam Aaron and what he tells you and the way he lies to you. And in this case, he didn't lie to you about APE and AMC. He literally told you, I'm going to take the equity out of the stock, and I'm going to use it for my own ammunition. And everyone was okay with it. And I don't understand how you guys are okay with losing money. Shareholders should be he should be creating value for shareholders, not trying to make himself rich and or survive another day. When you survive another day, you know, in some cases, it's okay to blow up the company. In some cases, it's okay to say, you know what, I need to file for bankruptcy here. And just be honest with people. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. Sometimes he made a mistake. In this case, he did make a mistake. And he continues to make it, and it's getting worse. He's digging deeper. It is the quicksand of your investment is what's happening right now. So let's go ahead and explain it in detail. One, they went ahead and sold off $110 million worth of APE shares at 66 cents a piece. The amount of votes that Antera will have will dwarf the proxy vote. So when they do this emergency update meeting that they want to hold to convert APE shares into AMC shares, he essentially sold off AMC shares for 66 cents because nobody bought them for $2. Remember back in December, only Mudrick was the only ones willing to buy it. Now these guys who are the bondholders who actually do short the stock, you got to remember, if they hold the senior notes, they're shorting it on the other side. So when you say the shorts have to cover, I just heard numerous YouTubers, Boss Blunts, right? This guy who's so excited about this. He might be the only guy excited about this because I saw Al wasn't, I saw the Marine wasn't, I saw, I can only imagine everyone else. There's no way, I'm reading off of Twitter, no one's excited about this because if you know what the truth is he just sold shares to the shorts. He literally is giving it to them and saying, it's okay, here's your shorts. And they said, well, they got to close out APE. Well, go look at the volume on APE today, 180 million shares. Let me get the exact amount here. I don't want to just make up a number for you. 172 million. I apologize, guys. 172 million shares traded today. Do you think anything's closing? Their average volume is 8 million a day. Is that what they've been averaging? I just want to make sure. 3-month average, 19 million. This is boosting that. That's why. So this today is boosting their average, but that's not how much they trade. I mean, these guys are closing as we speak and we're paying it back. But what are they doing? At double the value of whatever he just sold it for. He just sold it at 66 cents. It's gone up 100% today at some points. So what makes you think that they're not closing the shorts? What makes you think that this is a problem for short sellers? Short sellers, I've planned this out and they're planning it out now. And I'll tell you how. By him making this announcement, that he's selling off X amount of shares of APE, and they're going to convert and vote. He now leaves it open for the additional 200 million that he holds on. He has over 200 million shares left of APE. He can sell those to people now with the leverage that, hey, they're going to convert to AMC, so come buy these from me. What no one's showing you on this price action here is the dilution of the stock, of the float itself. Right now, it's telling you the float is 516 million. When we know the truth, the float is really already at 750 million, and it's going to go to $1 billion. That's what's going to happen to this float. So that value there is going to get cut in half. So you're really still at 60 cents. You really are in your world, in your investment world, because if you're going to hang on to it, right? But AMC shares are going to keep coming down. They have no choice but to come down, because if you're going to introduce a 10-to-1 split and people are telling you that that's great, your brackets just changed. The amount of time that you're going to really hold on to that stock is it's a falling knife right after that happens. Reverse stock splits happen so that companies don't get delisted. That's what happens. And this is on the verge of going that route. The value of AMC is going to be beneath their goodwill. Goodwill is a appraisal that a company gives itself if they're ever going to be bought out, if they're ever going to have a value on the brand. They give themselves an annual appraisal. Go look at it. Go look at what AMC thinks their company is worth. The insiders themselves and the audit company themselves. They're around 3.2 billion. That's what they think their company's worth. What's that per share? On a float of 1.5 billion, you do the math. I don't have to. I'm telling you it's worth $2.50. So when you go to 10-to-1 split, reverse split, you're going to be about $25 a share. That's what this is going to be worth. And I told you when the stock split happened with APE and everything, I told you guys it's going to go under $1. I told you AMC shares are going to be trading under 10 easy and under $8. And everybody's like, you're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. Oh, no? Go look right now. Now this is what they're doing. This is the next phase of the shit they have to pull to keep you to hold. They still got these pumpers out here telling you it's going X, Y, and Z. It's not going anywhere. It's going straight to the ground. And when it goes up to $25, $30 a share, guess what happens? It gets cut right back at the knees all the way back down. They're selling shares right now. This is why there's no date for the vote. He told everyone, he made the announcement, hey, we're going to do this vote. These guys are going to hold it for 90 days until the vote actually happens. Do you know what he gets to do with the remaining 200 million shares? He gets to offer them to someone to say, hey, guys, guess what? You want to get in on this? Hey, come get some of this. In addition, what does it do for the insiders, guys? What does converting APE units to AMC units do? It allows them to get more bonus. It allows them to get PSUs and RSUs because they didn't have any shares to award their executives. So these guys are going to stay in the game a little longer. What? You saved a couple of $100 million on debt? You think that's a big deal? That's not a big deal. They pay almost $100 million in interest per quarter. This buys them 2 more quarters. They're going to have a cash burn of $600 million again, just like last year. Is Top Gun coming through the door? Maybe. Maybe they're going to have big movies in 2023. Maybe it's going to push the envelope. But the movie industry has plateaued. It's not growing. There's a big difference. But let's talk about your investment for a second. When AMC and Adam Aron had $1.8 billion, I apologize, in their coffers, they had the ability to pay down their debt and they couldn't. And they couldn't because there's a make-whole premium assessment to every single time they pay off debt, they have to pay a little bit more. So them trying to go on the offensive with the money is laughable. They're creating a bigger hole for you. The shareholders are not going to make any money here. If you were to sell, if you would have sold when I told you about this, and I told you about this a year and a half ago, I'm telling you about a year ago, I'm telling you about 4 months ago to the day. 4 months ago to the day is when APE got introduced to the market. And we told you exactly what it was. I'm telling you exactly what this is today. This stock split, this vote, these smoke and mirrors are not going to be beneficial to you. You're going to lose every dollar you ever put in, and I'm sorry. How can you make money off of this? You can't. Everyone's lying to you. Or you're just watching the one person that is lying to you and you believe them. It's really unfortunate, guys. The stock is splitting, a reverse stock split. right here is the announcement. AMC Entertainment Holdings announces $110 million equity capital raise. Why are we still raising equity? Why do we still need to find a reason to raise money? Have you really sat down and thought that through? What company do you know still has to do offerings and offer up shares and do these gymnastics for their shareholders to create value? The value proposition is the business. You shouldn't be able to rent out a whole movie theater to yourself. There should be a demand for people to be in that movie theater. It's not possible because they're empty. This is what you're finding out. $100 million debt for equity exchange? These guys knew it. This is what bondholders do. They apply pressure. They're a distressed credit investor. That's exactly what they are, just like Mudrick was. And they apply pressure where it's needed. And now you're indebted to them. You're selling off 25% of your company for $210 million. That's how many shares these guys are getting, 25% of the float. And you're telling me it's okay. Because there's a price to it all. The principal debt reduction reduces annual interest expense by approximately $10 million. What are you talking about? You just gave $25 million to Nicole Kidman to walk around and do a commercial of which only played on investment channels, not national channels, not trying to get more people to the theaters. You're just trying to get more people to invest. It's propaganda. NFTs, popcorn, merchandise, credit cards, every idea is a fake idea. It's not a real idea. It's not really happening. They don't hire for it. They don't set up for it. They just say it. And then when they get it to you, it's poorly executed. Execution is key here. To convert the AMC shares to a 1-to-10 ratio, I want you to read the second page here, guys. The second page where people are leaving out is here. To adjust authorized ordinary share capital such that, after giving effect to the above proposals, if adopted, AMC would have the same ability to issue additional common equity as it currently has to issue additional APE units. What does that mean? That means that they could dilute the float even more with the same authority. You're not going to stop here. This doesn't stop here. This game keeps going for him. Adam Aron and the board of directors are going to string you along even further. And your hopes of a short squeeze is not real. There is no short squeeze here. It's gone. There never was one. I mean, I told you it was a pump and dump, but nobody listened. I have this negative condensation. I come in with closed eyes and views and all this shit you guys want to tell me. Let me tell you, go watch another YouTuber. Go watch a guy who barely got here for the first time and let him read it to you. But I've been doing this every day religiously for 600 days. And I've been reading these damn smoke screens, these tweets that he puts out. And I'm done with it. I don't know how you guys are not upset with it. Oh, Marantz, you don't even own the stock. No, I sold. And the minute I sold, I told everybody, guys, it's not what you think it is. There's no way it can be. And here's why. And Tara comes in and buys it for pennies on the dollar, and we're okay. We're okay to sell the shares at 66 cents. Yeah, make that announcement. Have they made the announcement that the float is not reflective? So that's why the price action hasn't come into play. That's why you'll wake up one day and your stock price is going to be just falling to the floor. The minute the SEC actually passes some type of regulation to regulate anything that's going on here, then I'll believe it. But until then, guys, this is what they do. They did it with HYMC. They did it with AMC. They did it with APE. And they're going to do it with you forever. Please, for the love of you and your family, stop listening to guys who are all in it for themselves. I have no money on the play. I have nothing. I don't own a share. Nothing. No one's paying me. I'm giving you hours out of my time and day doing research. I'm telling you, you're going to lose everything. They're all wrong. You still won't listen. Hopefully you will. GameStop, sure. I keep investing in GameStop, and people want to blame me for it and get mad at me because I talk GameStop. I have GameStop all over, whatever. That's a whole different monster. GameStop and no debt and a great leadership and whatever they're doing. Nah, I don't even care about that. This is what I care about. I care about you and that you're getting sucked in to this bullshit. Show me one company that's doing this. Show me one company that needs to do this. Show me a company that claims that they make money, that they're profitable, they're going to make it. Well, we can't let Wall Street attack us. Then go do fucking better business. Go make more money at the register. Take a pay cut. Buy some shares yourself. But Adam Aaron's going to get more bonuses. They're going to get more PSUs, more RSUs. Because the minute you convert is the minute they have the ammunition to do exactly what they've been doing for the last 3 years. Oh, they've prolonged this that long. You guys are going to vote no? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, because for all the idiots that vote yes, they already have the votes. They won't even bring it up to vote unless they had the votes. This is Congress. This is criminal. Enjoy your day. I told you so. And I always have. And I always will. Peace.